There is absolutely no doubt now that the Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern with Bloomfield and that gaggle of so-called COVID experts did curate misplaced trust in foreign official sources. We now know that these sources were edited scientific dialogue and results to suit commercial and geopolitical agendas such as we found here in New Zealand. In a gross error of judgment, but more like straight-out dishonesty, Ardern's Bloomfield naivety created a policy of exclusion aimed at those questioning the severity of COVID, the lab leak hypothesis, the COVID vaccine safety. This legitimised actions at every level of government and the judiciary to cancel those raising concerns. The Ardern government, with the approval of the opposition parties, framed this as a moral crusade and pursued agreements with social media companies to exclude legitimate science and debate. In fact, foreign interests were played us like a trout. Our sovereign independence was being undermined to an extent it never had been before. We were losing our right to choose as a nation, and thereby our right to choose as individuals. This illustrates the inherent bankruptcy of the globalist outlook as opposed to our traditional New Zealand outlook of self-determination. It highlights the need for extreme caution in a world of globalised information and the media dilution of science. We still have a group of misinformed medical practitioners who are no better, certainly at worst. They are similar to the citizen committees that were formed during the French Revolution. This disgraceful pack of misinformed, scaremongering goons are known as the New Zealand Medical Council. The most telling and proof of these so-called professional experts, including the hospital and health service providers, is their ongoing stupidity, yes, stupidity, in maintaining the two-jab doctrine. We have a grave shortage of medical professionals, and these administrators, in their absolute stupidity, in their ignorance, and they've turned their back on even high school science to cancel out the professional life of so many excellent medical professionals. We have here in New Zealand this draconian, non-scientific gobbledygook influence in the health and safety manuals, not only in our public hospital, but also at every level within the health service providers. Most countries now overseas are seeing the hospitals in particular reaching out to those staff members they actually fired and even destroyed so many careers because they had not been double jabbed. These hospitals are wondering why these highly trained individuals are so bitter at these organisations trying to win those people back onto staff. In fact, this move has intensified court case claims against these hospital and certainly medical administrators. We must never forget the driving force of this crush the truth mentality we have in our medical profession. This disgraceful climate of haze is devised and even paraded in the form of kangaroo courts by the goons of the New Zealand Medical Council. The sad outcome of the situation is just how gutless the individual members of the medical profession truly are. There has been a number of existing doctors who have put their head above the parapet to try and expose the lies and the dogma promoted by the followers of fear. I once had this true admiration of the family general practitioner. I've always put them into the realm of science. After all, they have to keep up with the latest scientific health information on a daily basis. What happened with the science of COVID-19 when it got to the doctor's desk? Did they not receive the latest science and the findings that many of us received every morning, or did they only preach the scriptures as written by the Ardern, Bloomfield and that dreadful goonish New Zealand Medical Council? Hopkins, our current Prime Minister, says he is pleased. He is pleased to have lifted all COVID-19 mandates. He even hinted he wished it had been done sooner. That is an absolute load of cobblers. It was that same little brainwashed schoolteacher that stood on the pulpit of truth with the Ardern Bloomfield mob and declared to all New Zealanders as a direct threat that those who had not been double jabbed, he was going to find you.